Origin just mostly reaction. This is we need to rethink exercise, the workout paradox. My channel Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. Okay, it's about the workout. I'm hoping I can say one or two things about that, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's a Kurzgesagt video about the scientific channel, right? Although science in general, as you all know, and Kurzgesagt talks about many different areas of science, which is always fun. So yeah, work when it comes to our body, right? I mean, biology, we've come a long way, but like compared to every other field, not long enough, right? I mean, it's hard, right? We need to study humans. We humans are alive. We don't want to be, like cut open in a lab. So it's going to be hard to figure out, right? That's why every biology related things is kind of hard to figure out, right? So yeah, when it comes to workout, and again, there are like many asterisks on top of it, right? What study was done when, in which condition, right? We need to realize when it comes to our body, some part of our brain, which is, automated, we don't control, is just as smart as we are, right? It's same brain, right? So when we try to dupe it, it's not going to work. And our brain and our body basically doesn't like to change that much. And that's what we're trying to achieve when we work out. So there are many hurdles. You constantly need to adapt in your workout. That's the main key part, right? And this is one of the reasons why people work out, they don't get result, and they're like, oh, this is either too hard or just like doesn't work. No, you need to think about it more. You need to study it more. So it's going to be interesting. Let's watch it.
Losing weight is hard, and unfortunately, your body is sabotaging you every step of the way. Your body is a biological machine that follows the laws of thermodynamics and needs energy and raw materials to stay alive, which is why you eat. The energy from food is measured in calories, and you need a certain amount to power your internal machines. Your brain thinks, your heart pumps, your gut digests, your immune system immunes, and you contract your muscles to move around. The harder a movement is, the more calories you burn. An hour of walking burns about 260 calories, moderate swimming 430, biking 600, running 700. If you eat more calories than you burn, your body stores them, mostly in the form of fat. 1 kilogram or 2 pounds of fat is about 7,000 calories. Seems simple. To lose weight, you have to burn more than you eat, so fat is turned back into energy. There are two ways to do this. Eating less, which we'll cover in another video, and burning more, say by moving around aimlessly, also called working out. We also get told early on that exercising is healthy somehow, so working out...
Yeah, I don't like that. Moving around aimlessly, just doing cardio, or just go for a run. Sure, it's better than nothing. But if you want to see any result in long term, you need to do all workout, right? And you see that nowadays in all the gyms and things. People are not just only on treadmills, right? 10 years ago or so, like I don't know when I started, like 10 years ago or so, I wasn't seeing that much, right? I mean, I was doing all these different type of workouts, plyometrics, box jumps, things like that, at least where I am. And I wasn't seeing, and nowadays I see that a lot. People are just adapting whether they want to or not. That is important, right? Your body needs all type of workout, adaptation of all other different things, because your body will suddenly realize, oh, this is what it's doing, and will find efficient way of doing that. And efficiency is the killer when you're trying to achieve some kind of results. Inefficiency is what you want if you want to build muscle, burn fat, and things like that.
Should kill two birds with one stone. Unfortunately, this doesn't exactly work out. It's one of these frustrating experiences where you do what you think's right, only to not see the results you deserve. In reality, exercising is a bad way to burn fat. And until recently, we fundamentally misunderstood what moving around a lot does to our bodies. The myth of the workout. A few years ago, scientists began to compare populations in industrialized societies, which sit a lot, to hunter-gatherer communities who move around a lot. The Hadza people in Tanzania walk an average of 9 kilometers a day to find wild plants and hunt animals, dig for tubers, climb trees for honey, or collect water. They can move more in a single day than an office worker in a week. So of course they burn more calories, right? But it turns out that the Hadza burn the same amount of calories per day as a typical person in an industrialized country, around 1,900 for women and around 2,600 for men, which doesn't make sense at all.
Hold up there again, like I said in the start of the video, asterisks on top of it. How was this study done, right? Now, Like I said, our body's like smart. Obviously it adapts. Like I said, efficiency is the killer. Our body likes efficiency, right? So I'm pretty sure when these hunter-gatherer type tribes, their bodies adapted in a way so when they move they expend a lot of energy just like anybody would. But when they're resting, their resting energy is much lower because they're conserving energy. Their body is conserving energy, right? And yes, when it comes to like office worker and things like that, basically that's how it becomes equal. And even then, like, I don't know, right? Because if you're just sitting on your chair, walk back to your home, right, then there's many factors like stress could be a leading factor as well that changes how your body function, right? And this office worker, like how much stairs are they climbing, there's many elements to that.
It's also not their genes, since it's the same for other hunter-gatherer tribes. So the confused scientists looked at similar measurements in individual countries. It got even stranger. Active people who work out regularly do burn more than inactive people, but only very little, often as low as 100 calories, the equivalent of a single apple. For some...
Again, asterisks on top. What do you mean burn less? Do you mean when they started, their energy, and when they ended, the energy was only like bit of a difference? Of course it is. Like when I work out, when I come home, I eat a lot during a day. I eat a lot of proteins. My macros are much higher than a person who's not active. So clearly I'm not going to burn as much, and I hope not, because when you're building muscle, you don't want to look for burning calories because that means you didn't build muscle much, right? It's really hard to balance those things out. So maybe that's the asterisk there, right? The active people didn't burn so much calories because they probably ate much as well, because you're looking at the end of the day, like how much, energy there is or something.
Strange reason the amount of calories you burn is pretty much unrelated to your lifestyle. Per kilo of body weight, your body has a fixed calorie budget it wants to burn per day. Sure, if you want to gain muscles by pumping iron, you also need to eat more to build and sustain them, or your new muscles wither away. But in total, your body keeps your calorie budget per unit of you pretty stable. And to make matters worse, if you want to lose fat, your body sabotages you in small and big ways. First of all, when you begin to work out regularly, maybe going for a run in the morning, your body may subconsciously make you move less when you don't pay attention. Maybe you take the elevator instead of the stairs, you sit more when you meet your friends, or you sleep longer.
See, asterisks that I was talking about, I knew it, right? Psychology, right? Okay, I've seen that many times. I've felt it myself, like I had to suppress it. If you suddenly start an intense workout, psychology, your mind just wants to eat something carb related or more, like sugar and things. Even if not sugar related, like some heavy meaty thing that doesn't take a toll on your like stomach or something, basically carbs, right? So it's just like, okay, I want to eat that. That's why tracking your macro at the start of your workout whatever routine is important. Later on, you don't need to start, like you can see the trend at least, right? So yeah, let's say somebody came to my house, right, at a gate, right? I'm like, normally I'm like, who is there? I'll go to all the way to like front window and check it out, who's there. If I'm working on, I'm like tired all the time, like micro damage in my body, like like muscle damage and things like that. I'm somewhat aching even if I don't realize it, and I'm like, screw it. The whoever it is, come to the door and I'll bell it, and then I'll check it out. So this kind of small things will accumulate, and this matters. That's the thing. You need to be conscious of every single hour of what you're doing. If you change those and work out, you're just balancing things out. Your body likes to find efficiency because your body wants to survive. Your body doesn't realize that you're not living in a cave anymore, where survival is the most important, right? You can find food easily, you can do things easily. This is like a different world. Your body doesn't realize that.
Largely balancing out your burn again, preventing you from burning much fat. You can overcome this temporarily. If you do actually change your life after sitting around for years and suddenly start working out without eating more, this is a shock to your system. You actually do burn more calories and lose fat, so you can lose a few kilos or pounds through exercise. But this is very short-lived. Your body adapts and burns fewer and fewer extra calories each day until it restores its original calorie budget. After a few months, you burn basically the same amount you did when you didn't work out. Bizarre. And now we're getting
Not bizarre. Like I said in the start of the video, if you do one type of workout, your body will find efficiency. Like I said, nowadays I see people doing many different type of workouts, plyometrics, box jumps, everything, like a tire push and all the UFC style workout. They're not going to UFC basically. This is important, right? You need to you need to make sure your body is inefficient. How do you do that? You need to be stressed out in every workout. If you do a workout and you feel like, oh, that's just like Monday or Tuesday, like how I did it, you did it wrong. Every workout needs to be stressed out, whether you do more rep, add more weight to it, or do different style of workout but same muscle, different type of cardio. Your body needs to find inefficiency, right? Because your body realized like, oh, wait a minute, he did this workout this way, right? So I need to expend energy when he's doing that. I need to conserve energy when he's not doing that. So it all equals out in the end, right? I mean, your body adapts like that a lot. So inefficiency is important. This is what inefficiency means. People use the term, you need to push yourself. This is what they're talking about. Not push yourself as like do more than you need to and like collapse on the bed because now you're like your body's shutting down. That's not good. Push yourself meaning that every workout feels to be stressed out because you're not doing the same type of way that you did before, right? Yeah, this is what in workout people call plateau, right? You reach plateau. This is what they mean. Like your body find efficiency. Like if you lift a certain type of weight, let's just say like you're benching like a 250 or something, right? Now if you just keep doing that, your body will realize, wait a minute, he doesn't need more. He's using the same muscle he has and lifting that amount of weight. So fine, let's not build more muscle. You need to stress it out, maybe do it more explosively, maybe add some weight. So if efficiency is the killer basically.
actual reason why exercise is healthy. Why your body is sabotaging you. So your body has a hardwired activity budget per day that it wants to stick to. This setting evolved when humans had to move a lot. Not because they wanted to, but because they had to find food for survival. But when food is abundant and exercise is voluntary, what does your body do with the energy that you're not using to move around? We're simplifying a lot here, and this is relatively new science, but in a nutshell, there are many different systems in your body trying to do their job as well as possible. And if there's
in a nutshell, like I said, everything has asterisks. Walk back and see the whole picture. People who are active usually aren't fat. People who don't work out and just like sit on a desk or something relatively are fatter than that. So overall, working out will help, right? Even if you don't stress on, just want to simply work, even then it's like many psychological benefit in your body. Even if you're fat, your body would be healthy if you're working out because your cardio is better, your heart is better, right? You can climb mountain without going out of the breath, even if you're somewhat fat. So working out is always good. There's asterisks on top of it.
Extra energy, they seem to use it. Unfortunately, this is bad. When your immune cells detect injuries or infections, they trigger inflammation. Fighter cells, alarm chemicals, and fluids flood into your tissue. This is crucial, but it also causes damage, so it needs to be cleaned up quickly or it can become chronic. And chronic inflammation is one of the major contributors to many serious diseases, from cancer to heart failure. If your immune system is on a tight budget, it has to be efficient with inflammation. With lots of free calories though, it overcommits. Another thing is that your glands produce hormones you don't need, like cortisol, the stress hormone, which triggers your fight or flight response. Crucial for survival, but if you have too much of it, you get, very stressed all the time. Chronic stress is a major cause for a bouquet of health issues, including your mental state. For our ancestors who moved a lot and had to deal with sudden bursts of activity, fleeing from a lion, attacking that bison, this cortisol was crucial. But if you live a modern, sedentary lifestyle, your body is ready for action that doesn't happen, hurting itself in the process. Your body evolved to move regularly and is fine-tuned to a certain base level of activity. If this activity is missing, it still uses almost the identical amount of energy just on stupid stuff. This is why you burn almost the same amount of calories whether you work out or not. By working out, you're not doing anything extra, you're doing what your body is literally made to do. Working out is not a magic bullet, but it seems to restore an internal physical balance that sits.
Yeah, and also those studies, I'm pretty sure, try to find similarities, like a 6'2", 200 plus pounders daily needed calorie was probably going to be higher than somebody who's smaller. And it saw it like that, like they're burning the same. But the point of that is, like, if you build muscle, your muscle count goes up, your body needs go up, right? So what these studies didn't see, that if somebody who's like compared to somebody who's not muscular, compared to somebody who's really muscular, the guy who's really muscular is probably going to burn more calories than compared to some, because they need more calorie. There are more muscles involved that needs daily, repair and things like that. So workout in any meaning will basically increase your muscle mass, overall body, right? And it will increase like how much calorie you burn throughout the day, right? Slowly over the years, right? 10 years ago, I was burning less calorie every day than I am today, right? I can feel that the way I eat, right? The way there are patches of time where life gets in the way. I can't work out for a few months, right? Straight. During those months, the level of amount I eat, I don't get fat. 10 years ago, if I ate the same way, I got significantly fat because of this, because of all my muscle mass.
Seriously affects your body. And this is also why regular exercise is so incredibly healthy. The evidence is incredibly clear here. It reduces chronic inflammation and stress, it's good for your heart, may ease depression, and makes you live longer and better. Movement is not really made to burn your fat though. Why humans are so hungry. When your ancestors evolved, they had to work hard for calories. Sometimes it would be easy and they could afford to chill out quite a bit. But in hard times, they had to move quite a bit to feed themselves, walk longer to find prey, or dig longer to find tubers. If extra movement burned more calories, this would lead to a spiral of starvation. The less food you find, the more energy you need to find food, which doesn't even fill you up because you moved more. It's like taking on more debt when you're in the red. It works for a while, but then you go bankrupt and die. So, for your ancestors, being able to move a lot without burning extra calories was a matter of life and death. Okay, but this means the obesity epidemic of the modern world is not primarily caused by laziness, but by overeating. Humans evolved to be mad for calories because of our extremely hungry.
That's a weird way of putting it. I mean, it's both of them, obviously. There's more than that as well, psychology as well, right? In today's world, it's a very depressing world, right? There was somebody, I don't know where it was, but somebody put a poll or something. I remember where I saw it. Where like, what if you knew that this was your last day, and after when you sleep, you're not gonna wake up? People's, or either they were trolling or not, but their overwhelming response was like, I can't wait to go to sleep fast or something. I'm like, what the fuck? That is depressing as hell. Is this the response? Today's world is extremely depressing. And social media obviously didn't help that, intensified that, right? So when you eat food, your brain releases chemical that makes you feel like, oh, this is good, right? It makes you feel good, right? Because your caveman brain basically evolved in that way. Like if you eating food is good, so you don't die. So your brain releases those chemicals. So it's like drug. People keep eating food just to feel good. Sugar mostly, because sugar is the worst thing, and that's triggers that feeling the most, which is like combined with much worse thing, right? You keep eating sugar, you keep feeling good, and eventually you get fatter and fatter at a point that you can't lose fat, even if you want to, because your mentality is not there.
Brains and are extremely useless kids. Kids are cute, but unlike other species, human kids have to be fed and cared for by adults for years before they become even remotely useful. Because the human brain not only eats up about 20% of all our calories at rest.
You hear that, kids? All the kids that watch Kurzgesagt video, there you go.
Twice as much as our closest ape relatives, it also takes a lot of time to develop through playing, learning and honing social skills, all the things that make us human. Our species is so extremely calorie expensive to maintain that we became super efficient calorie harvesters. 5 hours of human hunter-gatherer foraging yields between 3,000 and 5,000 calories, while our ape relatives get no more than 1,500 in the same time. And we became so good at calorie harvesting precisely because of our big brains and years of social skill training. In a typical ancestral tribe, some members would spend the day searching for plants, others hunting or gathering honey, others nurturing kids. And at the end of the day, we'd share the calories so that no one would end up hungry. Being frenetic calorie harvesters seems to be deeply part of what makes us human. It's not a bug, but a feature. But today it seems as if that feature has turned on us. We can't stop overproducing food and overeating. If you want to lose fat, food is the answer. We'll cover diet in the next part. So to conclude, you'll probably
Yeah, and obviously business and one side effect of capitalism didn't help, where business don't give a shit about society and just want to like sell as much food as they can, even if that food they deliberately know if I sell this type of food it's going to be addictive. There are things and chemicals in these fast foods that are so addictive, people will keep eating, they get fatter. Like I've seen Happy Meal and there's Pikachu face on it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? There are 2 burgers there, 1 fries, 1 Coke. First of all, 2 cheeseburgers equals to more than 1,000 calorie. Now there are fries, and top of that, sugar filled big Coke. One person eats that, that's like 1.5k calories. Like, that's immense amount. If an average human needs like 2.2 thousand calories, you just ate at once majority of that. Not to mention everything throughout the day you're gonna eat. How the hell are you not fat? Right? That is insane. Even if I were to I intensely work out right now, right? Even if I want to eat 2 burgers, I think twice. Like, I don't want to eat that, and I never eat that. Right? I eat 1 burger and just like screw that. Right? Because 1,000 plus calories at one sitting, that's insane.
not lose nearly as much fat by working out as you hoped, but you will do something more important. Give your body balance and make you more resilient, and prevent or delay many of the diseases that will make your life miserable, so you can enjoy a higher quality of life for much longer. But physical fitness is only half the equation.
Yeah, well, go to brilliant.org/nutshell and support this channel. Yeah, like I said, asterisks. That's what, I think it was CGP Grey or somebody. I don't know who that was. But yeah, asterisks, right? That's the one thing. There's asterisks on top of everything, right? Why do you work out? There are 50 reasons to work out. But if you just focus in one, like I want to lose fat, and you don't get result, you're probably just going to stop working out. That is not a good thing, right? Your cardio, your overall health, the way your body, your body still thinks you're in cave or some shit, right? Still trying to function that way. That's why all the chemical that get released, it's with certain actions. That's why the way your body manages your calories and things, your body still thinks you're there because it's relatively recent compared to the entire lifespan of humans, right? So because of that, you need to understand how biology works. You need to understand how this video told you, and how to function like that. Then again, that's asking too much for the people who's barely scraping by, whose life is much busier, has kids and whole family. They are the only one who makes the money, and they're constantly stressed out. In the end of the day, there are 2 elements you should work out for. Obviously, it's healthy and you're going to lose fat, but it's also good for stress. And stress is the worst thing. Stress is the indicator something's wrong happening in your body. Right? If you're constantly stressed out, there is a larger issue there. So you need to just focus on lowering the stress, and workout helps with that, right? There are 50 elements goes with it, but you're not going to focus on all that. So you need to look out for telltale sign. Stress is usually that sign. So workout lowers the stress. That's the best way to do it. Right, well, that was We Need to Rethink Exercise, the Workout Paradox by channel Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.